Hello, YouTube. So, got hit, I guess today, probably not too long ago. Let's see how long ago it was. It wasn't too long ago. About 2 hours ago. So, and I want to do a replay on this because it's a very, it's a very interesting replay. You really got to use the replays to figure out, well, what did you do right? What did he do right? What did you do wrong? What did he do wrong? And it's a very interesting one because there's stuff to learn from both sides. And hold on. If this doesn't load in just a second, I need to do a refresh because the last time I tried it and the names didn't show up right, this thing never loaded. Okay, let's just do a refresh real fast. Because I just watched it, I just finished it, and he did some things very, very right, but there are some things that I could do better, and you can tell that he lost because he didn't get to everything. However, let's try this again. Crap. Hold on. Let's let it reload one more time. Might have to pause it until I get a good reload. It should show his name. Playback. There we go. Okay. So you can tell he hit at 3 times. The second time that he did it, he took an entire 5 minutes. 30 seconds is that's just the load time. So he spent the entire time in this base, and you'll be able to see exactly what he did during that, just on the load of the final hit. What I had what I had in the base is I had 5 ships defending, and they were all set to move in infinite amounts, maximum range. And what you can tell is I had 2 maulers there, and then some marauders in different spots. So he took the time, because those ships are set to move at maximum range. He took the time to kill them off before the base. That's the exact right thing to do. If the ships are moving out, let them come out in open water and kill them off with subs or something. Don't let them catch you in the middle of the base hit if you can deal with them away from the base guns. Okay, so that was the perfect thing on his part to do. The reason I have him set to move is because a torrent missile range is shorter than a mortar. So even if they didn't move any, they still would not outrange the guns. So having them move is really my only real option right now. In the future, when I have some different guns and some different ships, having them stationary in the base or move within the base, not really move outside the base, is probably the better option to go. So now he's coming in with mortars, and these they look like shockwave mortars. They look like shockwaves and some hailstorms, not hailstorms, hailstorms. So he's stopping outside of the, so he should have stayed there until he had that shot. Basically one more volley. It didn't help him a whole lot. I mean, it didn't hurt him too much by moving, but it did get some shots off. Something I'm doing wrong here is, you notice right now these 2 guns are my 2 strongest guns. What has not been firing this whole time? My 2 strongest guns. That's actually the number one thing so far that I've really done wrong. I mean, I only have half my turrets built. I can build almost twice as many turrets as I have. But these 2 they haven't shot yet. Okay, so what did he do right there? Well, you know what? He disabled the only thing that's killing him. And he's not a big player either, so his pinch doesn't last super long. It's a small or medium pinch. I'm not sure which one. It's definitely not a large pinch. But he got a little bit of reprieve, so he can get in closer. Exactly what you should have done. There was really no way to. The only other option he would have is to use like an Orion or something like that, which he probably doesn't have. He probably can't use a large Orion and try to kill off some of these. So now he's in the range where both of the Sentinel 4s are shooting, and he's to the point where he's lost 2 ships so far. It's also the third one, and he only has about 2 left. And so since he only has 2 left, now his firepower is starting to diminish. And so he's going to have to, it's going to take him longer to kill anything off now. And what he could do right now is he could make sure that his healthiest ship is the one that's leading, because these turrets are going to shoot at the closest ship. They're not going to shoot at the least damage unless you have a very particular special. They're going to shoot at the closest ship. Of course, it kind of didn't matter because they both died off pretty fast. And so he died off, and my dock ended up being about 3.5 minutes to repair, because I have done an upgrade one time, so it took let's see if we do this. So from this you can tell he did some stuff right, and I did some stuff right. I mean the layout's pretty good. He took out the ships ahead of time. That if any ship that you can take out ahead of time, do it. A lot of times that will require a different fleet than the fleet you're going to use to hit the base. That's just called prepping. He got it to 15%, which what he did was he took out a lot of this stuff along the rim. And that's a good thing to do too, because what happens if you take out stuff along the rim, your guns don't get distracted from what's important. If you're standing right here and you're not really target firing, you're just letting the ships fire, what's going to happen is that they might fire at this, or they might fire at this. But if you kind of cleaned up some of this stuff ahead of time, that's why they're spaced like this. They're a distraction from the things that you should be shooting at, because even your fleet, what it's going to do is if you don't tell it what to hit, it's going to fire at the closest thing. That's just what the computer does. And when you have your ships together and you want to fire at something other than what it wants to naturally fire at, you hold down the shift key and then you click on what you want to fire. And what that does is it changes the targeting, but it does not tell the ships to move anywhere in particular. You click and you tell the ships where to move, but you use the shift click to tell the ships, I'm not changing where I want you to move, I'm changing where I want you to fire. And that's a very important thing to make sure you remember. Okay. Is there a way he could have taken this base? Like I said, if he had a rocket besides a pinch, he might have been able to take out some of these. An option that he might have had is if you walk up the land right here, some guns will be able to reach these 2 guns right here. So it's possible if he has siege mortar, he might have been able to take out some of these guns early, because the problem is these guns kind of shoot at you the entire time, from the time you're here to the time you're here, right? They just keep shooting at you all the way around. I mean, not quite. So it shoots at you all the way in here. This one kind of doesn't catch you right in this zone. It catches a little bit here. It doesn't catch you right here. It catches a little bit on the turn, doesn't catch you here, and then it kind of picks you back up again. But this one is like gets you almost everywhere. So this actually should be what I need to do is move. That needs to be the strongest gun. That's what it should be. I should have the strongest sentinel there, so it shoots the longest, and that's part of what I failed at. And when this one is repaired, I'll move it so it's probably right here. Now, the next thing I'll be doing is taking this turret. It has another upgrade, which I have the armor to be able to do the upgrade, but I won't just be doing the upgrade. I'll also, after I do that upgrade, I will be doing, no, wrong one, sorry. The base armor, I will be sticking depleted uranium 1 on it, which will make it a lot harder to kill, which means it will sit there longer, and by sitting there longer killing off this turret, it will take them longer to go around this channel to get to the things that actually matter. So I thought that was an interesting base hit, because there was pros and cons on both sides. I did some good stuff, he did some good stuff, I did some bad stuff. He did not a lot of bad stuff. He did pretty much pretty much everything right. Even though he lost, he still did pretty much everything right. He shouldn't have run into this Howie. He might have wanted to use a fleet to try to take out some of this stuff if he could get the range. And that's tricky to get the range here. That's a hard distance. That's a long distance to shoot. It's technically possible with some ships and some guns. Not all ships, all guns, though. That might have been an option. I don't know if he was using reactive armor or not. This is a very missile-heavy base, so you want reactive armor as reactive armor 3. That's going to help you out a lot. Evade would help you out a lot in this kind of base. If you have phalanx, that would help you out a lot in this kind of base. A combination of those three, you would wipe the floor with this base because it's all missile. But you know, at these levels, you don't have all of that. You might have one of those, or maybe two of those, and just not quite as awesome in either combination. So yeah, and as time goes on, I'm finishing. Remember, I told you in my last video, I'm trying to get the dock to level 7. So that's going to finish tonight, tomorrow. It's 9:30 p.m. right now, so it will finish about 10, 11, about lunchtime tomorrow. It'll be done before lunch tomorrow. And then I'll go back to turrets. So I am missing. So I still got 5 turrets I need to build. And some of the turrets I don't have guns on them yet, so I need to get some guns on these other turrets. So that's going to be kind of the big goal right now. I have, and this is what the defense fleet was. It's going to take 2 and about 45 minutes to repair. So I had these 2, which y'all saw that on the base hit, where I was base hitting with just these 2 ships, and then I had these guys that I was using for stuff. I didn't see what he was using to kill those off. Hold on. So he took some sea wolves. I haven't even researched sea wolves yet. He took some sea wolves and he killed off all of these guys, and so they got some shots off on him, but they didn't kill him off. And he ended up with one of the ships didn't get any damage at all, so he ended up with 3 ships still alive, which is that's pretty good. So he was probably using something with a longer solid fuel booster, so that he didn't get shot as often. That's my guess. I don't know that for sure. So anyway, I thought this would be a good video, just showing you of your base getting hit and some tweaks, kind of along the way. You want your strong guns doing as much damage for as long as possible. It's a combination of killing them and the time. You only can hit a base for X amount of time. You got to use that time to your advantage. So I hope this helps somebody. In either hitting bases or defending your base. There's a combination there. So I will talk to y'all later, and keep fighting.